At Get Haunted and Get Haunted Midwest, we don't just put on events, we give you an experience. Grab the gear, master the methods, use the tools the professionals use to bridge the gap. From the Estes method to traditional seances, you aren't just watching the investigation, you're part of it.
Repeat peanut butter.
Capture the evidence, hear the voices, experience the history firsthand. Every event is structured so you rotate through the most active spots, learning from the best. The spirits are waiting. Secure your tickets now at extremeticketing.com. Ready to join the hunt? Here's where we'll be. Join Get Haunted and Get Haunted Midwest at these historic locations. Tickets for all events are available now at extremeticketing.com. Don't be left in the dark.
Extreme, the way it says it. Extreme. Well, midweek, that means Wednesday Live with Rob and Sara. We are here with you, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome. Hi. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired tonight.
I'm
recovering.
You're recovering?
I'm recovering from an eventful weekend. It is now 4 days later, but you know, I'm getting old.
You are getting old. Well,
wait,
you're
not really supposed to agree with that.
No, you're getting old, and I literally, I'm right there. I'm right behind you. I mean, like months younger.
Wait, no, you're a year younger than me. Almost.
You were born in 70?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an old man.
Not a full year.
Yeah.
You're probably 8 months younger than me.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Younger. But yeah, we kicked off the Get Haunted event season for 2026. No, Kimberly, you're not. And we've got things to talk about tonight. What a great weekend. I just got yes, Gen X. I just got back as well. I extended my event weekend into a 7-day road trip. I drove through all sorts of weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was. You know what? I'm proud of myself. This is when driving a stick matters. It really does. It makes a huge difference in the mountains when it's icy, when it's snowing, when it's,
Yeah.
I kept getting those warnings. They're like, when I was in Mount Pocono, like, try to leave as if nobody knows. There's this big nor'easter that hit, and it was coming where we were in New Jersey. So
it's supposed to be.
So I sort of
panicked. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, people, and I get it. Like it was a lot. And it's like, oh God, what do I do? Because I got to drive back to Buffalo, and I got to go through the mountain. No matter how the hell you get out of that part of New Jersey and Pennsylvania, you got to go through the mountains. You have no choice. There is no flat way to go.
No, there's mountains there.
Yeah, there's mountains there.
You have to go through them. And look, until you've been like more out west, they're kind of mountains.
Hilly, right? So
they're mountains for here, but they're nothing like the Rockies or the Alps.
Okay, but you know what? It doesn't matter when they're like blizzard conditions coming up, right? And it's foggy and it's wet, and people are still driving 100 miles per hour. There I am, just downshifting.
Your poor clutch.
Yeah, I probably
hate her.
I don't think I'm that bad. I mean, I do have to use the clutch to change gears, you know. I mean, I do have to use it.
That's the whole point of a manual transmission. But
Yeah.
you got to feather it, and you got to be a little nicer to your clutch.
I think I'm quite nice to it. So anyways, we had a great weekend. We're here, but before we get started with our conversation tonight, well, happy Wednesday, everybody. It's midweek and we're all just getting through it. But let's say hi to everybody because that's why we're even here. And first and foremost, shift to perspective. Professor T, Stace in the house. Stace, wow. We've missed him. Miss Sandy, I hope you're feeling better. Poor Miss Sandy has been under the weather. I hope she's feeling good. There is Get Batty with Brittany.
There she is.
There she is.
Too. Everybody's sick.
I got a bit of the ick myself, but I think I'm getting better. There's Bad to the Bone, Miss Angelina. She's been shoveling her way out of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean, she's in real snow region, you know.
She really is. Kaylee, we had Kaylee there this weekend with her brother Ryan. That was fun. Carrie, pink hands. That always makes me smile when I see those hands.
You know, the Roblox king. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah, he is. There's Miss Kimberly. We got her this weekend, which was super fantastic to spend time with her.
And she brought cookies.
There is the beautiful Miss Icy Spirit.
Icy Spirits.
It's hard to call her by her real name.
You're not supposed to. She wouldn't. That's doxing.
Oh, I just call her Icy. Even when I'm talking to her privately, Icy. I don't even. Hey, there's my hey Chris. So last Wednesday I was on the road. I was traveling, so I couldn't take my seat on Wednesday live. So Chris popped in, took my place, and of course I'm gonna just scan and see what the boys were doing. Like I popped in at the beginning. And then I went on my way. So the next day I'm like, I'm just going to scan, see what's going on the show. Don't I scan right to Sarah gone? I don't even know why. And then Chris says, oh, so when Sarah's gone, everything's better.
So it's not funny unless you were there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Sarah gone it's a medicine.
Yeah.
It's a medicine that I am quite fond of that I learned about in one of my many trips to Japan. Mm-hmm. I had a stomach bug. And the Japanese were like, you need Saragon. And I'm like, tell me what that is. Mm-hmm. And they were like, it's a pill. And I was like, what is the pill? And this is the pill. Okay. Saragon. So Chris was actually very funny, I thought.
Oh yeah, Chris thought he was hysterical. He found himself quite funny that day. Thank you.
But I swear by this stuff. It smells horrendous. So if you buy it, prepare to not keep it in your house or
where do you keep it?
Well, you keep it in the house, but you're gonna have to put it in like Tupperware or something. Bag it, Tupperware. It smells terrible, and it is hard to take because of the smell.
Is it a pill? Do you put it in tea?
No, it's a pill. It's like a black pill. Ooh. And it smells like burnt wood, and that is part of what it is. So the Japanese created it while they were fighting the Russians, and because years long they were just stuck in fields and drinking like stagnant water, and this is the shit. So I think it translates to the magic bullet.
Yeah, that's great. Trev had a busy weekend too this past weekend. Yeah, so that's right. Thank you. I was like, who is this? That's Ryan.
Oh, it looks like him.
Yeah, that's how he looked at Saturday.
Got the line mouth.
There's Mr. Testerman. I got to give him a squeeze this weekend. It's always so exciting. It feels good to be back into the event season, to, come face to face with those that we love to work with. We got this weekend was all faces. They're all faces we knew. I only
They
got
were.
to really two new faces. Lisa did bring her sister, but for the most part, we got to see everybody we knew. So it's really great. And we want to talk a little about that because we kicked this year off with a new event series. It's a 4-event series called The Inner Eye. All doing it right there at the fantastic Masonic Lodge 165 in Blairstown, New Jersey. Fun fact, Blairstown is where they filmed a lot of the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I got myself a nice little t-shirt. Sara needs to answer the question from last week's stream. If you came back to haunt the world, where would you go and what would you do and why? If I came back to haunt the world, where would you go? What would you do and why? Ah, shit, Sara. Oh, girl, that's a tough one. If I could come back to haunt the world, all over the world,
Wherever you want. The question is, what would you do if you came back as a ghost?
yeah.
Triple T complicated it a little bit. You're coming back as a ghost. You gotta. We have to be very specific.
Yeah, I'm coming back as
back. You're a ghost.
Mhm.
Who are you haunting?
Yeah.
How?
I'm gonna be that little gift, that little virtual ghost hug gift. I'm just gonna go around and hug everybody.
Ugh.
It's just what I'm gonna do.
This is why we don't ask questions. She's gonna hug people, ghost hugs. That's great.
I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna give them little squeezes, and you're gonna know it's me because I'm gonna squeeze you a little harder and a little longer because that's what I do.
Yeah, it gets uncomfortable.
It's not a hug if it's not uncomfortable.
Even watching. You're
Hey,
like,
Ryan.
all right. All right, let them go.
Break it up. So we thought, we should recap because and we were hoping we're going to have somebody come in. We do have somebody waiting to join us. We're so excited because Tom Bolger is actually a Freemason here at the Masonic 165 in Blairstown.
Yeah, now he has to kill you.
And it was such a fantastic time, and we wanted to discuss it. And we're going to have somebody else coming on here shortly, and he's going to talk about it as well. We're going to give away all the secrets because if you want to know what we're doing, you're going to have to go to Extreme Ticketing. And so Sara's going to draw wieners everywhere. So I'm going to give hugs, and Sara's going to just draw wieners everywhere.
Who's drawing wieners?
Triple T. She's going to draw wieners everywhere.
Oh, you are? See, I like that.
Yes.
I like wieners.
I don't know if
isolate that.
Yeah, I don't know if you really want to declare that here, but it was such a fantastic weekend, and I think it was everything. I think it was more like this weekend, honestly, was more than I could have ever set for goals. I'm just going to put it.
Yeah, listen, anytime we introduce a new concept, especially one that, sells a fair amount of tickets, mm-hmm. I'm a worrywart. Everybody that works with me understands that.
Trevor.
Yeah, great, Trev. I worry. I do. Yeah. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be pretty seamless as it can be for us, and then of course, out of nowhere, it's like fucking 60 degrees and sunny. Then it's like, oh, there's a blizzard coming. And I'm like, no, there isn't. Like, stop. But there was. So that threw some panic into my day. If you've ever been lucky enough to spend time with Sara, then you would also understand that she sort of has no concept of time. So that's not a bad thing. But, I like to be ready to go hours prior, Sarah's like, we got this. It's going to be fine. You know?
Were we late?
No, we weren't
Yes.
late. See, here comes flight number 1 for the week.
1,000. And so
No, for
I
the
think
week.
that the reality is this, right? Like we're polar opposites when it comes to this stuff. I am very much just, let's be in the moment. We had to sort of
Pivot.
we had to improvise a little bit. We did lose one of our tell me when I'm back. Am I back? Back? Are you frozen or am I frozen? Don't be an ass. You're not funny. I'm bringing Tom up because you're being an ass. Hi, Tom.
Hey, guys.
But yeah, so she is very in the moment, and there's not a big. I have this weird sense of urgency for everything, and she doesn't. So, and it's good because it balances me out a little. So yeah.
Tom, did we make it to the restaurant in time?
Yes, barely.
Barely.
We were in time. Everybody was fine.
See, we did. We got to go. Brittany was like, hey guys, we should all go to the Blairstown Diner. And it is, of course, all Friday the 13th. And I did get my $50 hoodie with Jason on it because you need that. You just have to have that. And Brittany ended up not staying because weather was bad for her. She had to make it back to her part of the mountains in Pennsylvania, in Western Pennsylvania, before it got bad. So she ended up not even staying. She stayed, I don't even think it was a full 24 hours that she was out that way. Poor girl. So we all met up at that restaurant, and it was a very lovely, all of us showed up. Everybody that was going to be there showed up. It was a beautiful little dinner and a fun diner. Food was delicious. Company was amazing. Conversations were great. And then we headed on over to Masonic Lodge 165.
Yeah, it was mostly good. The waiter.
What does that mean, mostly good?
No, the wait staff. I didn't love that person, but whatever.
Okay, well, in all fairness, we were a table of 12, and then he was one dude working the entire diner. Okay. I don't think he might have even been the cook.
It might have been.
I don't know.
But I guess the question, most wait staff ask is, do you guys need separate checks? And when the answer is yes, then you make a separate check, or at the end when you bring this massive check, and then someone says, "Well, can you break that up?" It'll be 20 minutes at least. Oh, okay. I got a calculator. Give it to me. I don't even need it because Rob's really good at math usually, except when it comes to paying a ticket I received in Pennsylvania last year, and I found out yesterday that I had a warrant out for my arrest.
Uh-oh.
It's paid.
You're a criminal.
It's paid now. Well, I got a letter in the mail that said, hey, on Friday, you don't have a driver's license anymore. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So when I got divorced and moved, I never changed the address on my registration. And I never thought about it until I got pulled over in PA last year with little Annabelle, and the cop was pretty cool, and he was like, look, I'm going to give you this one because you're a veteran. So I was like, thanks. And then when I went to pay it online, I couldn't, because apparently you have to plead guilty to these charges against me. So I called the magistrate, and they were like, yeah, just plead guilty online, and then you can pay. So when I went, I guess there were 2 fees to pay, and I only paid 1. And so when I called, they were like, yeah, there's a warrant, buddy. So it's a good thing I didn't
get pulled over.
This happened to Mike too. So anyway, that's all paid for. I have the receipt. I can share it. But Rob was a legitimate animal. for once, for the first time, I was an actual criminal.
Oh my God.
And
We were actually hanging out with a criminal this past weekend,
you
Tom.
were. You were.
Wow.
Wow.
If I had known, I would have had the cops show up.
You
It was really
should.
fun.
You probably could have. I mean, it was
One technically did.
$42 that I had to pay that I forgot. I didn't know. So anyway, that's fixed. Next,
Yeah.
move on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. But we got to, this idea for the inner eye came out of a lot of things. It's something that I think really has been in the works for a long time, but it just sort of landed at the right time at the right spot. And Tom was so kind to, hey, Yasmin,
Hey.
to offer this location that is such the perfect location for what we did. And I personally, I don't have expectations. I have goals that I like to set for this stuff, no expectations. But let me just tell you something. Oh my God, this first event knocked right out of the park. Like there's so much. I have just been thinking about that evening, the conversations, the people, the experiences. I mean, okay, the experiences were crazy cool, but what was happening with the living was so amazing in itself. It was just knocked right out of the park. So thank you, Tom, for allowing us to come into your lodge and use that as the setting for the inner eye, because
No, it was my pleasure. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. Again, so Sarah and I have been drifting towards these type of events for a while, right? And they're not for everybody, and they're not like sellout events. They're just not.
they're not they're not a sensationalized event, that's for sure.
No, they're not. And people. I went on a little rant yesterday on the page, but people are used to what they see on TV, and that's kind of what they want to do, and they get caught up in the mechanics of it, right? In the script of what a paranormal investigation is supposed to look like and be like, and in all of that noise and in all of those techniques, the meaning and the bloodline of what the other side really is gets lost. I think you and I have talked for friggin' hundreds of hours about this online and off. So I knew Tom was running events there. He does run regular paranormal events there, and he invited me out last year. And when I got there, for those that are new to us tonight, I don't know who is, but I don't know. I was looking at the building, and I'm looking at the symbolism of the Freemasons, and learned a little bit about their mission and what they're really about outside of the woo-woo mystical, online kind of crazy. And I was just kept looking around, and I'm like, it's very similar to the things we talk about. And it's also very similar to what paranormal investigators do in a sense without even realizing it. So that's kind of where I just knew that night. I think it was right around Halloween. I got pulled over that night too, actually. I just knew that was going to be the right place. I knew it. I just did. So then we worked it out. We booked the 4 dates, thankfully, to Tom, and we pulled it off. Or I don't know if it was even right? I mean, the content was very important, I think, and it was sort of the dipping your toe into the pool. But we had all the right people, and we had all the right motivation, and then the building really, even during the workshop pieces, like the footsteps and the sounds and the bangs and
the voices. How about like actual like audible voices? Like, and I think this is what I want to point out about this particular event. It was I think so many of us take for granted what these sometimes are, like a public event, right? And this one is very, for me, I think this one is very different. But what I witnessed as an observer, it was really cool. This is Tom's, he's a Freemason at this lodge. This is a home away from home for him. He is also, Git Hun and mercenary. And he is an investigator on his own. And I think to watch there was this little mini network right going on right there at the lodge for that night. Tom shared history and his experiences as an investigator. Well, he was like, he wanted so badly to, he's like, I can't say anything yet about what goes on here. To see your excitement about what we were experiencing during the workshop part of the event, and you just like kind of wanting to bust out. You were just like, I can't say anything yet.
No, it's hard. It's hard because there's so many things happening that had happened before. And I'm like, no, don't say anything. Just let it happen.
Yeah. And then you had Stephen, who's going to be joining us here very shortly, but you had Stephen. First of all, if you don't know Stephen Kometz, or you've never investigated with him, like just one of the sweetest souls you'll ever hang out with, hands down, just the nicest guy. And he couldn't sit still. Like he was up out of his seat during the workshop parts. Like he was just, and he's so used to having, like we did no equipment. We had very light equipment. And really that was thanks to Tom. He set up a couple things, but we still kept it not too crazy pieces of equipment. No. So there were no cameras rolling, right? And you could just tell Stephen was like, things were happening and you could see he wanted it. He wanted that camera, but he stayed in the moment.
He did.
And that made me really proud.
He did good. Well, that's part of it, right? And part of, at least one of the questions I posed, because I know Stephen really well and Rick. I know Rick. I don't know him as well as I know Stephen, but I know they love to film, right? And I know they love having that camera on to capture, the evidence. So what I did, I asked them that night, like, why do you want that evidence so badly? Is it, and I don't know if it came across the right way, but for me, I don't care. Like, this is just how Rob is. I don't care if I film it or not. It's cool if I happen to have a camera and something happens, but kind of isn't my mission when we go out there. And even if I did, and we talked about that, I have some evidence that like is mind blowing and will make your skin crawl in a couple of cases, that I just don't share because A, I don't need to, and B, I don't want to, and C, as great as this stuff is, somebody out there will be like, that's bullshit and that's fake. And I'm not here to convince anybody, but I do. That for me, that's my big question. Like, why do you guys want it? So as Steven talked about, and we'll talk to him when he gets here, but they like to go back to it, right? And then I have to ask myself or them at one point, is that Mr.
Walsack? It is. It's Walsack.
It is.
Yeah.
The real. Oh no, real Walsack. Okay. 19. Are you born in 74?
Yeah, I think he is younger than us. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not even for me, Angelina, about the trust. Like, don't care. So I prefer to sit there and experience it, and we'll talk. It is W. But then why do you need to go back? Is it to convince yourself? Is it to get other people? That's the part. So I'm not looking for the answers, but these are the kind of discussions that branch off as part of the inner eye, right? And I think it gets people to really look at why they investigate, how they investigate, what they plan to do with the things that they capture or don't capture or experience or learn. So it's really a very, very different way to look at a paranormal investigation and break it down and how you investigate and why. So anyway, enough of me.
Well, I think, we're not gonna give away exactly everything we did, but what I will say is this: the concept really is and to kind of go back to some of the things that people are saying, like Angelina, absolutely, people who believe in you will trust you. This is not about getting evidence to prove to anybody, right? Even to those, because I think we all walked away. I even asked, because we were just immersed in experiences. And I even asked at one point, I'm like, stop. Okay, is anybody not believing this right now? Because this is insane, like literal insanity that was happening.
Well, and Angelina, I did think about you that night.
Yeah.
And it'll make sense later as to why. It was pretty
Yes,
pretty
Kaylee.
insane.
Like this whole concept really was about getting you into a location, getting into yourself, taking a moment to remember who you are, learning who you are, learning what you're really doing. Are you trying to emulate somebody? Are you trying to prove something to somebody? Are you trying to prove something to yourself? Or are you just being a human? And what I saw personally, was a group of us that came into a location, and we were very human. We shared emotion, we shared stories, experiences, connections, and I believe we were rewarded. There was like all of a sudden there was this humanity that came back to the paranormal for a change, right? Nobody was trying to outdo the other one. Nobody thought they were better than the next person. Nobody had the answers. This was just, we were there being human and friends and new friends. And, it was a step up, I think, from making sense of your senses for a lot of reason.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because I think we finally figured out, there he is. There's Mr. Stephen Kometz. I think we figured out sort of even the more important concepts that we wanted to touch on. And it was really an honor to watch the 10 that were there. It was really an honor to watch them do it, like really do it and really get into it and be in the moment. But to be there for each other is what I really dug the most.
Yeah, same. And Yasmin, I don't know if you're still here. Throw your age.
She's young. She's younger.
She's young, right? So
Yeah.
we had like very young, for me, young people there, or a person that was very young, all the way up to our age or Steven's advanced age. And to watch the interaction, and Yasmin was probably one of my favorite moments of that night was hearing her laughing when we were all up in the
21.
room and things were getting a little crazy. That you're 21. That is very young. That nervous laughter is something I've heard a million times, and it's one of my favorite things. So, and I think you picked up on that, Sarah, and said, "Is that nervous laugh?" So, because it was so at that point, and things were so off the charts, unbelievable that, and we'll get to it. I don't want to give it all up, but that, like you said, like Sarah stopped and was like, "Does anybody have a hard time believing this?" And parts of it were very emotional for me, which we'll get to it. But yeah, so again, this was yeah. See, that's awesome, and that's so legitimate and so real and so genuine. Because when things like that happen in that way, it's hard not to do that. I mean, there have been times where, for me, like some of the scariest moments ever, elicit that, like, like that laugh, and it's a natural reaction. And I took comments down, Sarah, so
We
Tom
could see
wasn't upset.
not cover up his beautiful face.
Go ahead.
So I want to kind of, we started off sort of the night with some workshoppy type things. Rob did an amazing intro to sort of bridge that Freemason, the missions and the concepts and the history to what we were doing with Inner Eye. And then we went into Brittany did a wonderful virtual guided meditation, and we're gonna have you guys talk a little bit about that because I think this is where we have so many opinions out there about this stuff that we sort of forget what this stuff is really about, right? So the guided meditation, a lot of people hear that and no, you didn't have to share any secrets to do it. Nobody forced anybody to do it. This was truly a moment just to get everybody to be like, okay, stop, just stop. And her voice is amazing. Of course, we've all decided Brittany's voice over a speaker could put us all to bed. She did an amazing job. But Stephen, have you ever done a meditation before you've done anything like you did at the lodge? And two, what did you think about adding something like that to an investigation?
I've never done meditation before. I have been hypnotized, which I guess is a bit similar.
Did Sarah do that?
And there it starts.
For me, I really think it opened me up a little bit more to the surroundings, to what was going on, because man, the lodge was just so frigging active that night. It was nonstop. And even when we were under meditation, I didn't open my eyes, but there were times I wanted to open them because of what I was hearing next to me, behind me. And this was happening with a few other people that I talked to. But I do believe it did open me up a little bit more. I don't know how, but just to be a little bit more perceptive, and because there were a few areas that night, and I've done this before, but there was one area downstairs that I felt it was a very strong vibe for me, and Tom validated me in that area. I'm not going to give any areas away or anything. And then there was another area upstairs when we first walked into the main room upstairs. I was walking around taking photos, but there was one area I settled in, which that was another feeling I got, just like downstairs, but not as strong. Which we had some things happen, and that was like right in front of the preparation room, right in front of that door. Which there were things that happened in there that night. But yeah, I do believe it did open me up a little more. It was relaxing. And
yeah,
like everybody said, her voice. I mean, I was fighting back, falling asleep almost. It was so relaxed. I think Ryan did fall asleep. I'm not sure, but but yeah, it was that was the first time, and I'm up to doing it more because it's intrigued me now to see if what transpired that night, if that had anything to do with me or us, experiencing what we did. And there was a whole hell of a lot going on that night.
Well, the beautiful thing I think about the meditation she chose, just so everybody knows, because this was not anything crazy. This was a very basic meditation, but what I loved what she chose was simply bringing you to your body to be aware of your body, and then to be aware of about I think she said about a 3-inch little, parameter around you of energy to feel that. And I think this is the stuff that, as investigators, we think, we go in there, we bust through these locations and we like throw down all our equipment and we're going to go do what we're going to do. And we don't take that moment to be like, okay, I need to be in touch with myself here for just a minute. I need to realize what it is I'm doing. And it's one thing that I'm really proud about this series of events, because it's about bringing you back to you, bringing you back to your experiences, your exploration, because it is yours to explore, and to drop the bullshit of the titles, right? And be like, anybody who wants to have this experience can. You just need to tap in a little bit and be self-aware. And I think she did such an amazing job. That was probably like, I didn't, Brittany, tell me. It was like, because nobody knew. We like all were like, I think, Tom, you're like, that was 20 minutes. Some of it were 15. I don't even know.
People had no idea at the time. People were guessing different times.
Well, I mean, if we think about it, right, and you watch any show, and probably 30% of every interview out there. So, Mr. So-and-so investigator, what's your favorite piece of equipment? What's the best piece of equipment? They all say it. Oh, it's you. Your body is the best piece of it, but nobody honors it, right? They just like, okay, I'm here. Like, oh, make the hairs on my arms stand up. Brittany, and I am probably, if you ask me to be quiet, it's impossible. It's fucking impossible. I can't. Like, all of a sudden, I won't be able to swallow, and then I'm choking, and it's just dumb. I am the worst meditator on the planet. I even struggled there, even though her voice is amazing and I was trying, but there were moments, and Sarah's tried to get me to meditate in the past. If I have something to do, like my Buddhist beads, that allows me to kind of get into that state. But just sitting still and being quiet, somehow I can no longer do it. I did it for almost 4 years in the military, right? Like, I could sit in like a sniper position for 6 hours, quiet as fuck.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what Rob Walsack is saying. Your bone is not the best piece. What?
Well, Rob, clearly you haven't spent enough time with me.
What did I miss? Your body, not your bone.
Can I DM you, Rob?
I'm sorry, you caught me off guard. I didn't mean to.
You have photos. I would never unsolicit. Anyway. So I struggle with that, but Brittany was able to kind of get me there. But there was a point during her meditation where she was talking about essentially your aura kind of reaching out, expanding out a little bit. That part I felt that, and that kind of brought me back into being able to, and I won't lie, like, I tried to keep my eyes closed, couldn't, because I was curious what you guys were doing too. So there was a lot.
Now, I don't want to give away a bunch, but Stephen, you were at the table, and was that during the meditation that the first big physical experience happened? Was that during the meditation?
I don't think it was not during the meditation. During the meditation, I was hearing, I know Ryan was hearing stuff behind him and off to the side, where I was hearing stuff off to my right hand side. It felt like somebody was right there walking, hearing different noises. And like I said, I wanted to open my eyes, but I didn't because of what we were going through. I wanted to, try to get the full experience of what Brittany was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I believe the first, you're talking about the loud bang and the table movement, correct? Yeah. I think that happened before the first one. But yeah, that was
That was
Ryan,
incredible.
Kaylee, Tammy, myself, and Tammy's friend that she brought.
Yeah,
We were sitting at that table, and it was just a loud bang. And we all looked at each other like somebody at the table did it, and none of us did it. I looked under the table, and there was nobody's feet anywhere near the table that could have done that. And it happened again a little later that night. But yeah, we were being interrupted all during the whole process there. It's like, did you hear that? What was that? Footsteps. Oh, what was? Did you hear that? I mean, it was like nonstop. I've never been to a place that was so active.
But there we were focused in on us, right? We were all focused in on our conversation, on our being. So it sort of goes with what we always talk about, right? More things happen when you're kind of ignoring what the location. So it was interesting to watch Tom. You know, he wasn't shocked by anything going on. Obviously, he's investigated that location many times, and it's a place he goes to often.
I would say he was surprised. I don't
know.
know.
At the very end of the night, he was surprised.
Yeah. There was definitely some surprises.
We all were.
There were some definite new things going on that night.
So, yeah, you know, it was, and I don't know if we're ignoring the building or whatever's happening there. I just think we're aligning and tuning in, and everyone's collective concentration and ambition and openness, right? Everybody got, I think, really, really comfortable.
Well, I want to say something about the meditating, and I was thinking a lot about all that. When we normally go to investigations, everybody's super excited. We're all amped up, like Sara was saying. We throw your equipment down, and you're going nuts, just getting everything ready. You're talking to everybody, and by the time you settle into an investigation, it's hours in. You're upstairs. By doing the meditating at the beginning, you threw all your electronics, you threw all your stuff, conversations, and you basically got into it a lot quicker. It's almost like instead of taking hours to kind of relax and get into wherever area you're in, we were able to do it so much easier. And I often wonder if it just kind of let us kind of hear everything. You know, it just took that edge off, and we were all like relaxed and zoned.
It's like it came to us.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like it was going on, and we just finally opened our ears to hear it all.
You know, and why it's so different, why I love it so much, and it spawned. Sarah's probably going to do a naked investigation one day.
No, let's just clarify. Naked investigating is not literal nudity, folks. It's dropping all of the clothes that we put on our perceptions, right? Not actual naked. You know, that will.
I was getting my credit card ready.
Investigating.
But you know, for me and from this side of it, like when we're hosting an event, there's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, and you know, we never really get, and anybody that works with Get Haunted knows it's fucking high stress up until that first rotation goes out. Then Rob's okay. Then it's kind of okay. But up until, you know, drinks, coffee, chips, this cookies, all this shit has to be ready. What's the timing? Blah blah blah. I do own Only Ghosts.
Only Ghosts.
So to be able to kind of relax and ease into this one and be comfortable with the people that we were with was huge. And then, you know, another drawback to public investigations is you don't know a lot of the people there usually. So there's not that level of comfort, and there's not that level of trust, and there's not that level of, you know, just chill. Yeah, you know, Rick's a badass, right? If you ever meet Rick, you'll know who he is. He's just a badass firefighter from New Jersey, right? That's exactly what I would have guessed if I met him at a bar, either a cop or a firefighter. So and he loves his equipment. So for him to come, no equipment, to watch Steven without a camera or a recorder in his hand for once was huge.
You loved it, didn't you?
I did. I did. So it truly became about the experience and not the evidence. It just really did. So,
but it was, in between, so Brittany started with the meditation, and then, people, as we're at break, people start to say something, and then, right, then Steven got up and heard a conversation at the other table, and he joined in, and Kim and Lisa and Steven all have a very similar experience. And again, I think, for as corny as everybody might think it is, or, I'm not being genuine about this, but those things to me, like that moment to watch you guys, as the observer, to watch that, those are more important than any experience you can walk out with from the paranormal. You guys all found a commonality in an experience that I don't think any one of the three of you could really wrap your head around. Like, I think to watch all three of you have this moment of like, I'm really alone in this, to wait a minute, I'm not alone in this. Like, we all have something very similar. It wasn't exact, but there was a similar piece to this. Yeah. So to watch you guys share that and talk about it, I've always said that's what the paranormal is really based on, is the conversations. And that was huge. Like, those break moments were just as big as the workshop moments, in my opinion. And the brownie cookies were so freaking good.
The cookies were outrageous.
Yeah.
That moment when Kim and Lisa were talking, they were sitting at the table that was in front of us, and I just happened to overhear something, and I walked over, and I couldn't believe it. It's like you said, it wasn't the same exact experience or what we had gone through, but it was very, very similar. And it was for me, I mean, that was exciting. I mean, and that's what the whole night was like you said, during the breaks, just getting up and just talking amongst ourselves. I had a great conversation with Rick. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole night was just incredible.
All right. So Brittany kicks it off with this meditation. Then Sara goes into, to the importance of journaling, which what another thing I love about the inner eye and everything that we put together here is most of the pieces kind of applied to the story of how I even met Sara and how Get Haunted kind of became what it is. So, if it weren't for a journal that I kept, and I'm not a journaler, I'm just not, but back when I was having some things happening, I kept that shit pretty much locked down and written down. So when some epiphanies happened on 2/2 of 2022, without that journal, right, they were just potential stories or memories. That journal is what allowed me to really have some breakthroughs. So it's a huge part, I think, of what makes inner eye important. I know people don't love to write things down, but it's very important.
Well, and I think what I really had aimed for And it's, we have the conversation is still going. We have a group for those that are attending this. There is a private group that we have conversations. And, the whole point of sort of keeping this is it's sort of going surface to break through the surface to get to the deeper stuff. But a lot of times, I kind of like to use this journal more as automatic writing. Don't sit and like, okay, how am I going to create a story today? I try to give prompts, think about, just here's a question, just think about it. Don't overthink it. Just take your deep breath in and let it out. And then what comes to mind and write it out. Because again, I think as investigators, we all talk about how amazing and scientific we are. But how many times do you spend any more time outside of that investigation? Right. And I don't mean just going through evidence. I mean, how much time do you actually reflect back on your time at the location? And again, I think that's why the inner eye to me is so important, because we get to build this relationship between all of us, pretty much the same people. We do have a few seats, folks. It is limited. We do have a few seats left though. But we get to build this relationship together and with the location itself. So it's really about learning about what your exploration could mean outside of just going, yeah, I hit that great location, right? I mean, it's still great to do those. It's still great to go to those bucket list locations. But I think sometimes we forget just how important these really are to our own being. So the journaling to me is a way to, nothing you have to share with me or with us. There's nothing in there that I want to know. It's about getting to know yourself. Answer those prompts as honestly as you can to really understand, like, am I a dick investigator? Like, I should really think about this, or, am I willing to change a belief to really get to a better understanding about what it is we are connecting with? So I was really happy. I think I'm more comfortable, Rob, with this piece, with the journaling and the automatic writing, than I was with making sense of your senses. I'm not quite sure that I really connected with the scrying piece as much as I thought I did, but this piece really did hit home for me. And I hope what I shared with everybody at the Inner Eye that night hit home with them as well.
Well, yeah. And you still need to give them their homework, because I would like at the end of this for people's to compare, night one versus investigation number 4.
Well, I am though. I'm giving them prompts in the group.
I know, I'm not yelling at you.
You are getting homework, everybody.
We got homework, people.
I'm telling you. I'm not asking you what to do. I'm telling you what to do.
Oh, okay.
You hear me?
Okay.
You got that? All right.
Yeah.
So that piece I think is super critical to, when you look at this thing holistically and in total, right? First of all, it's a good fucking deal. I don't care what anybody says. Like, like, we're not making money on this one. We're just not. But what we're making is more important than money, I think. I want to see at the end, because sorry, everyone that's not attending. Like, this becomes a sort of a team within a team of people we're going to do another investigation, a free one somewhere after the fact, because to go out to now a whole new location later and do what we did for 4 months together, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And, if I win the lottery, it's going to just be one of the craziest locations ever. So, so then Sarah did her, the journaling piece and the importance of it, and gave some really good prompts. I want a brownie so bad. I have some.
I want one of those
a regular
cookies.
Brownie.
Yeah, they're so good, right?
With the vanilla chunks in them.
Oh, those ones too.
Oh my God, they were delicious.
And you get cookies at Inner Eye, everybody.
I'm sorry to do this to you guys, but I'm gonna have to cut out for a little bit.
Okay, come back if you can.
Okay, if I can, I'll come back. Awesome.
Yeah, well,
all right. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
All right.
See you later, Tom.
Bye.
So then what do we do?
then it was, so we had another break, and that's when Rob was doing the piece about sort of your piece was really about calming, centering, and calming during in a chaotic environment, and how you approached it was by sharing your most chaotic experiences at one location. And at that time, Tom was like, I think you and Tom were like, well, just set out some light equipment, because usually when he tells this story, things do happen. We've gotten this, even we weren't even trying. We could just be we'll be doing a session, and obviously there's equipment out, and he starts telling his story and equipment's going nuts. So Tom set out cat balls and a piccolo, I believe. Rob Ballsack, a piccolo was set out.
Rob Ballsack.
And that did go off a few times. Not the easiest equipment to go off. Hey, Ernie.
Pack.
So it was cool. He had cat balls set up, I thought, in such an amazing way, like some in the back, some on the side, and then you got the stuff going on at the bar.
They were all going off.
Yeah, and Rob told his story.
Yeah. No, I picked the piccolo because I thought that fucking thing was broken when I got him. Like, this thing never goes off. Is that mine?
Excuse you, this is mine.
Okay. Just making sure.
I got this personally from Rob.
I know. I think you got a better deal than I did too. Rob W. But I purposely picked that because it just doesn't go off.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not one of those pieces of equipment that you're like, okay. It just, when it goes off, something's going on.
Yeah.
And I'll share this piece. The piccolo has been there for a couple of important moments. You know what I'm talking about, Sarah. Do you remember when we had to read something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Rob.
Sorry, yes.
I never shared that with you, but the piccolo for me is if you're going to rely on equipment for a piece of validation, that's the one for me where I'm like, okay, that piece really, it's good. So there was a very, very special moment that happened where Sarah and I had to read something. And that piccolo, yeah, it was good. I don't want to get emotional, but that night at the lodge, it did. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I want to say as well, when I sat down to start writing, I put this in this office, but I put it away from me and off, like towards the door. As I was writing certain chapters, this would go off on different days, by the way. Like on the days that I wrote.
Sarah's writing a book, for those that don't know.
It's a coloring book.
It's a book. So we put the piccolo out, and this whole event really wouldn't be possible without the big story, right? Like, I don't know if it wouldn't be possible. It probably wouldn't have been dreamt up.
Well, it's a lived experience, right? We're sharing we summarize an experience.
So all of these things, especially over, the past almost 5 years now, tied into the creation and sort of the framework of what this event is. And Sarah and I have noticed over the years that when I do tell the story, she gets stirred up. It gets interesting, and it's not in a bad way. We have had people freak out and call me a conjurer, a demon conjurer, or some bullshit. But we're just telling the story. And if they actually listened and understood, it wouldn't have been that. But so we had the piccolo going, we had the cat balls reacting as I told the story. And I wanted it I think that story is very, very important because it sort of level sets everything else, because starts out one way, ends another. And the reason it ended differently and not tragically is because of all the things we're trying to convey in this whole program. So that's that. So easing them into it, that might not be the best way, but the build-up's there. And most people there knew me, and at least most of the story. It's the understanding and the acceptance of certain things that can change your whole perspective. So it feeds right into the rest of what I talk about, at least. So grounding probably didn't happen until far after the story was over, but it worked. I think it worked really well.
Yeah, and what that night really turned into, because the concept was nobody was going to use equipment again. Tom did set off. He set up. We all went upstairs to do even though there is activity on the first floor, it is a big open lodge, so there's not a ton of little rooms. And as we were in the grand room, I guess it's called.
In the lodge, the main lodge. Yeah.
So when we were upstairs in that room, we were all there together, and I really loved the moment where, at least I felt, and Stephen, you please, share your thoughts here. We're all different. All 12 of us, 13 of us are very different people. And, we investigate different, we have different beliefs, we have different experiences. And we were in one big room, and everyone allowed everybody that space to be themselves. And I will just say for myself, that this group of people mean a lot to me, because I actually spoke up. I don't usually do what I did in front of people. And I even had a little moment where I shared something with Tom. I sat down and I was like, I'm sorry, I have to share. I have to finish this story. I didn't know why. And normally I would not do that in front of a lot of people. I'm a very situational person, and this situation felt really comfortable to me. And I shared out loud. And I really loved watching everybody comfortable enough to do that, to step in and to help each other and to guide each other through those moments. I don't know, Stephen, how did you feel about being in that big room all together?
I'm gonna refill, but keep talking. I'll be able to hear you.
Where we're all working together, and I mean, we were just getting things right off the bat walking into that room.
Yeah, we were getting things right off the bat the whole night. I mean, like I said, this place was just, I've never been in a place so active. Now I don't know, we'll soon see, I guess, if it was this group or what we were doing that night. If anything had anything we did prior, had an effect. But the first time we walked into the room, I felt a sense of like wonder. I was a bit overwhelmed because you do hear the stories about the Masons, and there's such a secret society and this and that. But then when Tom sat down and actually talked about the things he could talk about, it was like, wow, it a whole new perspective.
Yeah.
But the second time when we went up to investigate, everybody found their own little spots. Yeah. Sat down in chairs and everything, and I roamed around a little bit, found my spot, and man, it was that room was just, it was so alive that night. What you experienced, I experienced too. We talked about it where you were sitting at one point. I went there to sit and kind of felt the same thing. Mm-hmm. It just, wow. I haven't been able to stop thinking about the event since I came home. It's just been one of the top two.
Yeah.
I've been. First one was, the Bigfoot Fort Duffield experience, but this is, this was right up there with it.
And I don't even know
the people, everybody. It just,
but I don't even
seem to work.
If it was recorded. And we've all said this, right? Even if this was recorded, I don't believe anyone would necessarily just would believe it. And here's the point. If you've followed us for any amount of time, everybody knows I'll go back and be like, that I don't think I experienced that, right? There is not one thing that I can deny. Now, I'm not saying it was paranormal. What I'm saying is I cannot deny the anomalies that were experienced that night. There were things that we heard while we were doing the workshop pieces. Literal woman speaking in between the two tables, like
yes, right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Humming. I think we all heard singing.
Music.
Yeah. Yeah. So the footsteps, right? Even if you're like, what is that, right? We even had Tom go.
Tom went up there.
Yeah. So we could hear what it sounded like to have a human walk, a living walk, and which was a very different scenario. So I don't know how, and it's not up for debate. This is, again, to me, this is pure curiosity and pure inquiry of what we don't know. That's it. This is not up for debate. This was 12 people, 13 people together in a location, allowing whatever experience to happen, and things just happened. And I think to watch, like, for me, it's fun to watch Steven's, like, not know what to do with his hands without his camera and get so excited. Like, you're just like, you're like, oh, you want to grab something. But I was so proud that you stayed in the moment. And let me tell you something. Everybody allowed everybody to come over and make sure there was no funny business going on. I mean, if we were like, what the hell is that? Three of you, Tom, Steven, Rob, you all went over to where things were happening, specifically going, okay, wait, like, you guys screwing with us? Like, because that's just how incredible things were.
Yeah.
And each of you went over there, and to me, you were there. You were right there. You would have known what was going on. There were things happening that none of us, that's why I finally had to go, okay, stop. Who's not believing this? Because this is nuts. Like, I can't even, I don't understand what's happening right now. It was, and folks, we're not talking 2 minutes, it's something here, something there. I'm talking, I think it was almost an hour, where it was controlled, where we were asking questions. This was not one or two questions. We were getting responses consistently and quickly.
Yeah. There was no, like you see on these shows and everything, they'll ask a question and like 15, 20 seconds later, like the flashlight will go on and go, oh, look, this was right away. A question would be asked and immediate response. And it was question after question after question after question that it was happening to. I mean, I still can't believe it. I was sitting right there. Rob was sitting right there. Lisa was sitting right there. And it was happening. We don't know where it was happening, but it was happening right there between us. It was wild.
I tried to change my cadence up a little bit, and ask questions faster and then a little slower. I was trying to debunk it to make it not, because it was ridiculous. And I've seen some crazy ass shit.
And there were some questions where you could tell that it was like a real big answer, like yes, like by the sound of what we got, it was louder. It was, and then others were softer, but yeah, that was.
What you guys don't know is, I don't think we shared that. So Sarah and I went in to the preparation room, and there was some rather, she did not like it in there. It was kind of fun to listen. I like when she's scared. I do. I don't know if you were scared, but
no, I felt like I was not to be in there.
Yeah, that's how I felt after sitting in there for a little bit, and we talked, and I told, and you were like, yeah, and so, yeah.
But there was some very, very frantic and frenetic things happening in there too. That same phenomena, like nonstop. Like it was. I was like, "What are they doing?"
Well, that's when I got, so at that moment. So the first time that I was in there, and I always make the disclaimer, I am not a psychic medium. I don't sit down with people and do readings. It's not what I do. If I say it, I say it. If I don't say it, I think I'm just creating a story. But there was something in there, because I did feel like I wasn't supposed to be in there, and I just started speaking. So just so everybody knows, I do not see pictures. It's not like a movie. It's not like a flip book. I just start speaking, and I don't know why. And it was just, and it's weird because normally when I start to do that, if Rob asks me questions, usually it snaps me a little bit out of it. I think I become too aware of what I'm doing, and then I stop. Like I kind of stop. But this time I couldn't stop. I just needed to say it. So I feel like I'm wondering if whatever the connection was in that particular space, when we went back in there, was it that person that I connected with? Was he or she? Because it was like, it was weird. It was like, and then we heard shaving a haircut. I was like, that's why it popped out. I'm like, did you guys just do shaving a haircut? And you guys were like, did you guys just like thump something?
Yeah, we heard a loud bang on the other door, and that's when I went into the other room, because I thought you guys were coming out of the preparation room into the other room, back into the big main area there, and that's why I went in, because we heard a loud bang on that door, total opposite from where you were, and that's where I first heard those knocks when I first went into that room, and that's why I came out, and because Lisa and her sister were sitting there, and I asked them, and Lisa was like, "Yeah, it's coming from right here." So that's where I went and sat down. And first time I heard the knock where I was sitting, it sounded like it came from right behind me. And it just, I don't know, Rob, I mean, he was sitting right there.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Crazy.
There were so many different experiences going on though, right? Haley up on the Grand Master chairs, right? She was having her own connection.
And her brother was up there with her too.
Yeah. And Kimberly, I think, is more of an observer, investigator. She's, she was very quiet, and she kind of did her thing. Stephen, you tend to sort of, to me, I feel like you really work the room, like you make sure to sort of, to me, connect to all corners. You don't really stick to one space.
Well, I tend to go, if there's something happening, that's where I'll go.
Yeah.
And like when I was in the room, I just felt the reason why I came out was because I had that feeling that I shouldn't be in here, and I came out. I just had this weird feeling that I shouldn't be in there, but I was hearing those knocks while I was in there. And that's when I went over and sat where Lisa and her sister were. I just like to go to where things are happening, wherever that may be. I will sit for a while too in different areas, even if there isn't anything happening, hoping something will happen. But we didn't have to hope that night. It was insane.
Yeah, it became not a hunt. It was the opposite.
I saw more weird flashes of light.
Oh gosh, yes.
Up there
Not about that.
than I have ever seen anywhere before.
Well,
And
whatever
everybody was seeing them.
Yeah, whatever the hell was in Kim's lap towards whatever that green light was in Kim, like to the point that oh my gosh, like is that? And then she showed us what she had. It was like that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Like
and she didn't see it. We all saw it, but she didn't see the light, the big flash of light in her lap.
No, so it to me, Rob, you said this, you just said it, but it wasn't a hunt. It wasn't a hunt. This was truly bridging realms, in my opinion. This was connecting some dots because of what the Freemasons really are about, and then what we were trying to accomplish. It did feel so. Now that lodge, I believe he said was from the 50s. The lodge has been rebuilt and is from the 50s, but there was a lodge prior to that. I believe it started in the 1800s.
I think I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was the mid 1800s.
Yes. So that what?
Angelina wants to know what it's like to spend 24 hours with you.
Wait, where is she? Yes. I wonder what
on the screen.
With Sarah one-on-one. I don't. Would you like to try win a 24 hours one-on-one?
Yeah. Oh, and let's not forget that I don't know. Everybody hated me at the end.
Why?
Remember when I came over and you were like, "Ew, get away from me."
What are you talking?
you and Tom freaked out about the way he looked.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. Yeah, that was weird too, because that was after your questioning, correct?
Yes.
That was after. Okay, so we had just had long-term communication, like spirit communion. That, you know what? That term, Rob, really was what that was up there. That was spirit communion up there. But you walked over, because it's this giant room, and we were all spread out pretty well. And you walked over. Tom was sitting to my left. You walked over, and I don't know, your face was not, you freaked me out. No, it wasn't. That looked like your mom. No, your face was different. It was just so different. And the way you walked over and you sat down next to me and you whipped your head and you were like, the way I don't like it. I was like, nope. And even Tom was like, what the hell? What's going on with you? That was a weird. And where else did that happen though, Rob? That happened somewhere else.
That was at the Shanley, I think.
Yeah, I didn't like it. See, thank you, Lisa. It was a weird moment. Did you feel weird?
My legs looked big.
Like, oh no, your whole body changed. Like
they said, you were hunched over.
Mm-hmm. Your legs, each leg were really big.
Oh, what are you saying? I have chicken legs?
Yeah, but you weren't wearing baggy pants.
Baggy pants.
It's like, I don't know. It was weird, but I think how I walked away from that after, we were all just like, what the hell just happened? Like, what just happened here? I honestly think, we hear investigators, we see the shows, we see the YouTubes, we all want to catch that, apparition, or we're going to get pushed down the stairs. Honest to God, to me, I'm with you, Stephen. This is probably my top 3 investigation experiences.
My top 2, yeah.
It really, I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Neither have I.
And I can't, we were all there. There was not one, I don't think there was one person that was, oh, and by the way, when all this stuff is going on that we're hearing and all this stuff, cat balls were like, yeah, hey, over here, yeah, validating.
It seemed like downstairs after Tom set the cat balls up, every time you laughed, every time that you laughed, Sarah, it seemed like it would set one of those balls off.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, it was truly.
Oh, you just gave me a shirt.
It was truly a moment where, you know, we all got to witness and experience and feel things that I don't think any of us really would have realized or maybe conceptualized that it would happen. And then, you know, the next day to be able, yes, right. I know we did talk about that. Yasmin's like, remember, Tammy was saying that, remember at the schoolhouse when I was walking up to people, Rob, and they were like, Annalise was freaking out. She's like, get away from me. It's like, it didn't look like me. It was such a moment. And the next day, because Brittany didn't get to be there, I just kind of gave her a quick kind of synopsis of like, oh, here's something I experienced in the prep closet. And she's a great historian. She'll get you anything you need to know. And she stumbled upon something while she was looking for something a name that she had found at the cemetery. But she stumbled upon something that is a possible validation for what I said in the prep closet. So that part for me, it's, and you want to almost ask yourself, hey, Patrick, like, you want to know why, like, why was that an important piece for me to know? You know, was it just that I just happened to be the one to sit in that spot at the right time?
I feel like by part 4 we'll know.
Yeah.
I just do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I had a warrant.
What'd you say, Rob?
Maybe because I had a warrant.
Yeah, right. He's like, that's right. He was like, hey, mister. Stephen, out of the inner eye, and I know just after, you know, it's just the first one we did, but now you have a very good concept of what's going to be coming. What is it you hope to gain out of something like this? Like, what is something you're hoping you will add to your exploration? Or even to be honest with you, daily things that could happen. Like, what do you hope to gain from something like Inner Eye?
Well, that meditation, I really, really believe that really did something for all of us that night. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know, I want to dive into that a little bit more and maybe just, you know, ground myself that way before investigations. Because like you said, we go into these things, we're hyped up, we're there at a location, we're ready to explore and everything. And then we sit around sometimes for hours just waiting for something to happen. That night we went in with really no expectations, and look at what happened. Mm-hmm. Was it the group? Because I firmly believe that there is a reason why we all said yes to this.
I agree.
And yeah, that the meditation, I think, played a big role in that night into you know, the experiences that we had. We were already getting activity before that happened.
Yeah.
But it was just upstairs was just unbelievable. It was just, like I said, I have never witnessed that much activity or that type of activity anywhere ever before.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And I think there's something to working with a group like we did. We're together.
All there for a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. We came together. And I think, again, it's injecting the humanity back into what it is we're doing. I think paranormal has become such a product, you know, and perhaps when people go to public events, you know, their expectation is more of a like, I paid for this public event and I want to get scared. Where I think for me, and I feel like the group that came to the Inner Eye, you know, this is where I think it's not that we still don't want to have fun and there's those moments, right? But I think that it's that moment where we really sit back with mortality. And, you know, Kaylee, I'm not going to go into it deep, but, you know, we all experience major, massive losses in her life. And for her, going through the meditation, her and her brother, although we're sitting across this big table together, did share in something I thought very profound. And, you know, how it sort of expressed itself. I think those
They
are
also
the
shared upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no,
When Kaylee was sitting in that one chair, when Ryan went over to sit next to her, Ryan felt what she was feeling.
Yeah, but I think it's these moments where we look at each other with compassion and understanding, and not, you know, this whole performative piece that sort of has become the paranormal, right? You know, look, what am I getting? Look at me with my equipment. You know, this is what I'm reading. And instead, it was this moment where we're like, yeah, we're just really human. We've all suffered some massive losses and struggles in our lives. And here we are touching our own mortality here a little bit. And for me, this is what I am just so proud of. I will always champion this piece, always. For those that, you know, come to the Get Haunted Network, you know, and this is what you're looking for. Like, I'm your cheerleader all day long. I've seen beautiful relationships created out of this. And I think more beautiful relationships have been created as of last Saturday. I think, you know, when you we've always said, get to know the experiencer. Stop focusing on the experience for a moment and get to know the experiencers. And I think that's what we allowed each other to do in that moment. And it was a beautiful thing. And that will always be now the goal for the remaining 3, you know, to see us do more. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, we all felt so comfortable together, the whole group. It was just so comforting. There was no pressure, no nothing. It was amazing. There's the one thing that I walked away from this too. I was thinking about, like I said, this is in my top 2. This past weekend, no equipment was used. It was just, we sat there in the moment and experienced. There was only one other time I did that. And that was my top experience at Fort Duffield. Nothing was filmed that night. Nothing was recorded that night. And now I'm thinking like, well, does that have something to do with it?
I mean, my guess would be these moments, like, let's just be honest, right? I think this is where, if we're going to be these scientific investigators, if we're going to come together and talk about cultures and spirituality and all that kind of good stuff, well, guess what? The paranormal was never meant to be caught on film, right? The paranormal, or life, death in the paranormal, or mortality, or whatever the hell you want to call it, you know, since the dawn of time, it wasn't meant to be captured for everybody to tear it apart. It's about that moment itself, right? So maybe what we're seeing here, and why we got so lucky with the Inner Eye, is instead of making it, yeah, we won't be a big hit on social media with it, right? Because what do we got to show for it? But maybe it's being the big hit with the connection to the other side that is the most important. Well, it is the most important aspect. It's not, you know, is it going to go viral, or, you know, what new big star is going to come out of this? No, this is about a moment. And I think the resounding sort of vibe that came out of this is, I still am thinking about it. I still can't believe what happened. I can't stop, like I keep replaying it. What else did I learn from this? Holy shit. If that's not knocking it out of the park, I don't know what is. I really don't. I really don't. And time went by really, there was like, did anybody else, like, I had no concept of time.
Clearly, we're an hour and 34 minutes in.
Okay, that's not unusual for us. Shut up. But seriously, like, I think that was another cool thing. It ended when it ended, right? And I'd never once looked, I don't think I ever looked at time. No,
I didn't. I know I didn't.
Yeah,
it was just so comfortable and it was just working. Yeah. It was so good.
So that's the inner eye. I wish we could tell you all the nitty gritty details, but that is for the inner eye crew. Yeah. Because
what stays in Vegas, I don't know
what we do there. What we do
it's what happens.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
you know what I was getting at.
I did. You sound like a crazy person.
But yeah, it was hands down. I think, if you ever get an opportunity to say, I'm going to get this location, whatever location that may be, right? And just focus in, be aware of yourself first and foremost. Do whatever you want to do here, but be aware of yourself, drop the equipment and just go in. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
No.
Yeah. What happens in Blairstown stays in Blairstown. It was truly an amazing kickoff. And I think this has already spun some other ideas. And I think that's what this is all about. It's about building that bridge, keep building it. And it's taking it back to the basics. It's taking it back to what we have lost because of sensationalism, because of the performative. So I'll always champion this. If that makes me ridiculous or corny, well, then I guess I'm those two things, because I loved it. I loved every freaking thing about Saturday night. Everything.
It was good.
Everything.
I loved everything except going to the bathroom when we were all upstairs
by yourself
and walking downstairs into a dark first floor, walking into the bathroom and not finding the light switch.
Yeah, and
the light switch is on the outside of the.
And I apologize to whoever was in one of the two bathrooms anytime that I would flick the light off. I'm like, oh wait, lights off, and it's like, wait, somebody's in the bathroom. It's like, oh well. Yeah, it was a great night. Yeah, so everybody that was there, everybody that showed up on the side, honestly, just fantastic, and so excited to do this with each of you. And I look forward to our to be announced Inner Eye Paranormal. That was you, Rick. I know, and you didn't even care. Rick just came out like, whatever. I got it. I think it's going to be a really special investigation to be able to go in together and just be like, all right, we are going in. We don't know, and we're going to rely on each other and rely on the other side. And I love this. I love everything about it. It was so great. It was so fantastic. So the next one is coming up March 21st. There are there are just a few seats left. We are keeping this. I can't
believe there's still tickets left.
I know. I
really can't. I mean, this was something special.
Yeah. I think people, I don't think they understood it.
It's hard to convey what it is, especially it's just hard.
But it went from young to older. I don't want to say old to older.
Oh, old. You can say, yeah, went to old.
And it truly resonated with everyone. So this is not an age thing. This is, I think, to me, this is something different, and it's just a human thing. So I do believe, we were hoping, coming tonight and talking a little bit about it. If you do want to be a part of this, there is a way to make up for the first one. We'll have an opportunity, so you're not just walking into number two, because each of these do build upon the next one. So there'll be a way that you can see what number one buzz. You won't have the full experience, but you'll have the basics, and then you'll be ready to join us with number 2. So there are a few limited seats left if you want them. Price is out of this world. Cannot get a better price than, I think it's $77.77. Is that correct, Rob?
Yep, I believe so.
So there you go. So you sign up March 21st. There'll be one March, April, May, and then we'll have another to be announced.
Yeah.
Awesome Inner Eye Paranormal Crew investigation.
March 21st.
March 21st is the next one, folks.
77. You got it right.
I did. I got that right. So Rob, I know you have something you wanted to give a shout out to.
Yeah, listen, I forgot about that. Night Bloom Paranormal, new up and coming little, I don't want to say little in a negative way, but she's, admittedly small, starting out there in the Midwest. I'm going to link her up with Chris at some point. We're going to have a meeting, but she's on Extreme Ticketing, her and her team. So check them out. They have some cool events that they're planning for the year. So
follow them on Facebook if they have a Facebook page. So we still have lots to do. And yes, folks, if you are part of the inner group attendees, there is a private page there, and there will be homework. Your meditation will be placed there. More journal prompts will be placed there. We're going to have you ready for March 21st. Don't you worry about that. And with that, it's been a great start to the 2026 season. We got lots of things coming next Wednesday, I believe. Will be your chance to grab something pretty cool out of Rob's collection.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
the big
some
claim
cool shit coming out.
Claim sale, everybody. We're gonna have a big fun garage sale. Virtual. So join us next Wednesday.
I have so much stuff. And I'm trying to consolidate. I had four storage locations. 4. Okay.
Yikes.
It's insane. And some of this has to go. I went from 20 years in a house to not. So everything from bones to equipment to shit. I forgot I even had drones. We've got. You want a shark tooth? I got shark teeth. I got meteorites. I have crystals. Bear skulls. Creepy ass doll. Do you want to see the creepy doll?
Yeah, let's see the creepy doll. Well, this is going to be great. So you guys, next week, we're going to do Wednesday Live is going to be the claim sale. Grab your drink, grab some snacks, come join us. It's going to be fun. We're even going to have a 10 or 15 minute crazy t-shirt sale where he's going to print them right there for you. You can make your little deal on the t-shirts and he'll send those right out. We're super excited just to kind of get this stuff moving. And we thought, what a fun way to get everybody together. Everybody loves the oddities. So it's kind of like oddities coming to you virtually. What is that? What is that?
It's a doll.
Was she made to be creepy?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you have her? What is she made out of?
Doll. I don't know.
Oh, she looks like an apple-headed doll. You know what those are?
Long gone dolls. You can look them up. She's gonna go. She's not my favorite piece.
Yeah. So it's gonna be weird stuff like that. So anything
little stuff. I mean, now there's gonna be some high-end stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like this trilobite. That's one of the best trilobite examples you'll ever see. So, but you ain't coming in here like it's goddamn.
Icy already wants her. Hi,
it's not Five Below on some of my stuff. I mean, full color night vision cameras. Okay, mil spec, zero light, starlight. This is an actual starlight camera. Okay, total darkness, full color. Problem with mil spec is you can only record 30 minutes before you legally it will shut you down. Then you got to start over. There's a lot of cool stuff. Like I got crystals for fucking days.
Yeah, the honey tunes. Are the honey tunes going to be on there?
Yeah, well, there's a few of those left.
So pull up his pants. Is that ass crack going on in the claim sale? What's going on?
There's oh shit, I even have like issue 1 of Ghosted magazine. I'd get rid of this. It's like this is a beautiful piece of it's hard to see on camera, but it's quartz. This is golden it's appetite. Appetite, super crazy shit right there, man. It ain't cheap, kids. But we'll see. We're gonna have some good stuff. What else you want? What else you need?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have some fun next Wednesday. Claim sale. Come get haunted. Claim sale. Come and check out what Rob's got if you want it.
Did my ass crack show again?
A little bit,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. God damn it. These
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Oh, how about one of
these? Oh, Stephen. It's just not a get haunted show unless Rob.
I'm so embarrassed. All right.
How are you doing?
Meteorite. I have beautiful meteorite specimens. Look at that. That's a beautiful one.
It's got all sorts of things.
King Diamond action figures. Come on. Come on.
I mean, there's something for everyone on this.
I have something for everyone. But the meteorites.
Yeah. Well, hey, Brittany, if you love show and tell, then next Wednesday is your day. Stop by and buy Rob's weird shit. Yeah, that could be our tagline. That's what Kaylee just said. Stop by and buy Rob's weird shit. We have so yeah, we've got some cool things coming up, getting ready. Also, the Veil. The Veil is coming at New Egypt. That is already sold out on the first date. So if you're wanting to do that particular event, you're going to have to join the next one. We've got McClay Mansion, though. We have some space at McClay Mansion.
What's that?
Oh, this is a Viking axe head, bearded axe. You don't want to, I can't really say too much about this, but it's legit.
Well, should you be showing it?
Yeah.
You can't say anything about it, but you can show it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you can show up but not say anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much yet. We'll wait for the show.
Yeah.
You need light up dice? I got light up dice.
Oh, I've always needed that. There they are, the lit up dice.
Light up dice, and they're made of aluminum.
Craps game. Yeah.
Brittany needs those for her mockingbird. What's that?
Magpie.
Magpie.
Yeah, she'll need one for her magpie. Yes. So with that, folks, thanks for hanging out with us, listening to us talk about how, I think we talked a lot about it, but we were still a little vague because we want to kind of keep this tight and keep it special because it is a fantastic series of events, and we'll do more. I think we're going to do more. So with that, it is an hour and 47 minutes. We're going to let you guys get back to your Wednesday night and the second half of your what?
I just want to know, have I been freezing up at all this?
No, you've been so good.
Because I'm on my phone. This is my phone. So maybe I should be on my phone from now on.
Try that.
Be on your phone.
Okay. Because, haven't froze. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you, Verizon.
Maybe I'll ship this. I can't. It won't work that way. Interesting show tonight. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, Jason, is that like a good interesting, or is that like very interesting?
Like when I say something stupid to Sarah, she's like, "Oh, interesting."
Yeah. Was that an interesting, Jason? Or was it truly an? I mean, he is giving praying hand or the high five. I don't know what that's supposed to be, praying or high five. I don't know. But with that, folks, we're going to let you get back to your Wednesday night. Thank you so much for being the good in the community. We completely appreciate everything you do. So you know what we always say here: we see you. We do. We see you, and we so much appreciate you, and we certainly love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being the paranormal. Thank you for keeping Get Haunted where it is and what it is. It is because of you. Keep being those investigators, as Jason would say too, right? Stay curious. There's Fred. Hey, Fred. Stay curious. Stephen, It's such a pleasure to have you with us. And thank you so much for being one of the first people
Thank you.
To the inner eye. You make this special. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
This is going to be a memory we carry with us for the rest of our lives. So, Brittany, Kim, Jason, Angelina, Icy, Kaylee, everybody that's here. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. And we will see you. Well, who knows? Rick, Mark, you have a good night. You don't know. Maybe you'll see us over the weekend. Sometimes we just pop in. We do. But if not, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, the Claim Sale. Check it out. Don't miss it. With that, peace.